Hello and welcome guys. This video will be very interesting for you if you don't know about the Flexbox of CSS3. Flexbox is actually a one-dimensional layout method. It helps us to arrange items in row or columns. Before the Flexbox or the grid system, we had to deal with the positioning and the float method for arranging our items in row or column. They were not somehow good methods and the dealing was much difficult. But the Flexbox and the grid system made it easier to deal with the arranging our items in row or column. You can see the screen in front of you that our three boxes are in a row. It can be very flexible and we can deal with it very easily. That is the benefit and that is the plus point of Flexbox. You can make it responsive, you can make it flexible, and that is Flex. So let's dive into it and learn. First, I'm going to create a container, and inside the container I'll create two other divs or boxes, and let's manage it with the Flexbox and understand what Flexbox is. Okay, so class of container, and let's say and another div with the box class, two divs actually with the box class, and some content in. Let me put some content inside them. So here we got one container with two boxes inside it, and inside the boxes we have some content. You can see here, and they are under each other. That's okay for mobile devices, and we want it for the big screen to be side by side in a row, these two items. So first let me somehow design the box, and after that we will jump into uh, the Flexbox. So our boxes are ready. We use the inner display method of the parent element to make the child elements to arrange the child items in a row or column. So with that said, we have to bring the parent here. The parent for the box is the container which we have given in our HTML. So I'll come to the parent, which is the container, and use the inner display property, which is flex. Display flex. Okay, let's save it and you will see the container. Now you can see that we got these two boxes side by side, and with the display we have the gap option which will put some space between the items. Let's say gap 10 pixel. Okay, now you don't need to use the margin or the padding to put some space here between these two items. You just simply can use the gap, and that is far better than the margin or other things that you give space between them. Else you can mention size for them. For example, I want each box to be width of, for example, 30%. Let's see, we got 30% for each of them, and now the flex allows us to align them. How to align them? Now I want the boxes to be at the starting and ending point. Okay, so we can just say that justify content, let's say space between. Let's save, and now you see both are at the two ends of the screen. We have the space around of value as well, space around. We'll put some space around the boxes. We have the center option as well. If we bring them to center, because the width is 30% and we have extra spaces, so that's why it's working very fine. So let me remove the width option from here, and when you don't give the width, so this justify content center somehow here is useless. Beside that, we have the options to grow the first item more than the second item, or shrink it, or make it give it a specific width. So we have the flex option. For using flex, first we have to define the flex for all the items. Let's say the box, because both are the boxes. So this is also having the box class and this one is also having the box class. So when I use the flex here, it will be for both of them. First I will say flex for both of them should be 1 pixel, one, just one. Okay, that it means that divide the space between them equally. And now I want the first item to be a bit wider, a bit have more growth. So I'll come to my HTML and give it another class. Let's say large. We can say wider. And coming to CSS and dot wider, and let's say flex grow to. Okay, the second item, sorry, actually I gave the wider class to my second item, so that's why the grow is 2 and it is taking up to 2x space than the first one. And with that, the shortened way of this one is like we can say flex, just flex, and give a value, let's say 2. It will simply it means that grow to. Or we can use a specific width as well. For example, let's say grow by 2, but let's say don't take more than 200 pixel, so it will grow and it will take up to 200 pixel of the space. Most of the time the way we can just use with the just flex 1, flex 1 2 3. Now let's come to the orders. We said that it is one dimensional and we can either arrange items in row or column. Now our items are in row. How can we change it to arrange in column size? We come to the parent element again, and there we can just say flex direction, like column, because now it's row and we'll change it to column. And now you can see that they are under each other. At first when we created, they were under each other, but that time it was by default and the managing was a bit difficult. Now when we use the flex, the managing is very easy and we can manage the space between them by just gap and not using the margin. So you can see the okay, hope you understand something, and thank you so much.